Thank you so much for staying with us. It was a packed day of schoolboy football, with action taking place in both the SSFL Intercol in Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the Ben Francis Cup in Jamaica. We start with action here in Jamaica's Ben Francis Cup, which saw Glenmuir High taking on York Castle High in the first semi-final of the day. Let's take a look at what happened.
Let's look at the full match highlights then. In this semi-final, Glenmuir on the front foot early. Kyle Gordon with an opportunity to put them in front. He was stopped, well thwarted by goalkeeper Marka Thompson. Weak effort coming in from Tavon Coleman. Here's another look at it. Wonderful save by Thompson. Tamani Miller, the York Castle captain, with a left-footed shot, not collected cleanly by Gooden in goal. Gooden getting there first on that occasion though to parry it away. The follow-up shot from Nolan wide of the mark. The goal would come on 13 minutes. Lovely ball slipped through by Kyle Gordon, and David Reid was on the end of it, and it was a fine finish. Just look at the pass. Lovely vision. Goalkeeper came, got caught in no man's land, and David Reid was composed about the finish. Neatly done. 1-0 for Glenmuir. David Reid certainly had a good first half. Brilliant work rate, good cross coming from Kyle Gordon. But DeAndre Johnson, with a goal at his mercy, hitting it over the top. That really should have been 2-0. He can't believe it. We couldn't believe it. Still can't believe it. Javante Clark with a right-footed effort. That was wide of the mark for York Castle. And to close out the first half. Then in the second half, this man came on. The 13-goal man for them, Odin Wilberforce. And right away he was involved. That left-footed shot, weak, saved. And then Glenmuir got their second. Ball slipped through here for Gordon, cutting it in. Here Dixon got a boot onto it. The goalkeeper and himself couldn't work it out. And it was really well read by David Reid to poke it home for 2-0. His 11th goal of the season. David Reid, second on the afternoon. A second assist as well for their number 10, Kyle Gordon. Gordon should have had a goal. Watson with the shot saved, and then Gordon hitting the crossbar from point-blank range. Wilberforce curling this one just wide of the mark. Definitely looked dangerous when he came on in the second half. I hear Dixon heading over the top from the corner kick. York Castle struggling to hit the target. That was a chance, albeit a difficult one.
So Lance, Glenmuir High getting the job done, doing the business, and they're now into the final.
Yeah, they'll play the winner of the other match that is being played at the moment. And I thought there should have been more goals in the match though. Both York Castle and Glenmuir had opportunities to score. Glenmuir should have scored more than the two they had, and York Castle should have had one or two as well, but faulty finishing. But good competitive game, and let's see where the Ben Francis Cup goes.
Yeah, the other semi-final between Edwin Allen and Rusea, Lance?
Yes.
Ended a short while ago, and we have the highlights.
Second semi-final in the ISSA Ben Francis Cup. The opening goal coming in the second minute. Edwin Allen, the defending champions, and what a way for them to start. Tajay Thomas hitting that one hard and low. Goalkeeper Chadwick Campbell diving away to his left, but unable to keep it out. 1-0. Thomas getting his 8th goal of the season. Second goal didn't take long from the free kick. This time, Clayton Peck. He liked it. He liked it. They all liked it. Dance of the season, maybe just of this match. 2-0 at that stage in favour of Edwin Allen. Rusea's had very few opportunities. Their number 7, Shamor Smith, made a few runs down that left side, but unable to hit the target on any of those occasions. They really struggled on the afternoon, Rusea's third goal. Edwin Allen, lovely ball chipped inside from Peck. And an equally brilliant finish coming from Alwyn Bryan, his third goal of the season. Getting the ball away from Eric Norman and easing it by Chadwick Campbell in goal. 3-0 Edwin Allen at that stage. All smiles. They had a few opportunities in the second half for Seas. That shot, well saved, very well saved by Lamar Williamson in goal. Edwin Allen looking for a fourth, but that was well saved by Chadwick Campbell. The 15-year-old Patrick Harrison just telegraphing where that shot was going to go. Good work again from Chadwick Campbell in goal. This time to deny Tajay Thomas a second on the afternoon. That was a delightful cross by Smith, but DeAndre Brown couldn't turn it goalwards, disappointingly, because he'd been one of the better players for them. That was a really close shot from Tajay Thomas. Acrobatic attempt there in the closing stages. And then goalkeeper Chadwick Campbell, his horrendous day closed with a red card, handling the ball outside the box. It ended 3-0 in favour of Edwin Allen. They are through to the Ben Francis Cup final to face Glenmuir High.
So we know who the Ben Francis Cup finalists are, Lance. Glenmuir High will be facing Edwin Allen High. Yeah. And I just want you to talk to us a bit about the matchup, the exciting players to look forward to.
Well, the first thing that we've got to look at is the domination of Clarendon as a parish in the schoolboy football, because both Edwin Allen and Glenmuir are in Clarendon, and they're battling for the Ben Francis Cup final. The DaCosta Cup final also has two Clarendon teams, yeah. Clarendon College and Central High. So good advert for Clarendon's football as a parish.
I'm living in the wrong parish.
But that was again, I saw opportunities there where the front men weren't as efficient as they needed to be in the 18-yard box. So there should have been more goals there. But Glenmuir, coached by Andrew Peart, getting the result they needed, and let's see what they can do in the final, because they're going to have a tough task in the final. Yeah,
what type of final are we expecting? A lot of goals, you know. Is it going to be a close one, based on what you've seen from both teams?
But I think it's going to be a close final. I can't see either, based on what I know of the two teams, I can't see either team dominating. So I would think it would be a tightly battled final, and maybe a goal or two for the winning team, but it's hard to call this one.
Okay. Well, now to the SSFL. The Intercol quarterfinal match between Chaguanas North and St. Benedict's concluded just a short while ago. Here are those highlights.
For man of the match, but here it started with Niles playing it back and Lee banging it into the net. That was a good goal. Yes, he took it away from the defender and he smacked it. And look at the dance, Brent. Well rehearsed.
I know of the different dances. I don't know about that one, but the goal scored was a good one. That one in particular wasn't blasted over the bar there by that man Lee again.
Maybe we'll ask Hans if he knows about that dance, or maybe when he interviews Tarek Lee, he might be able to ask him what sort of dance that was. But here, again, this was Glenmuir called into action, one of the few times.
And St. Benedict's, although very pedestrian and lethargic in their performance and laboured for most of the first 45 minutes, they did create a number of chances. And of course, that man there, Colin George, was a bright light for Chaguanas North for most of that 45, but things changed in the second half.
Yes, they were totally hammered in the second half. St. Benedict's obviously at the half-time may have got a real rollicking from Coach Boyce, but here is Niles, and this is Tarek Lee again, getting it towards Bobcombe, and the header from Grant. That was a very good goal, actually, but started again by Tarek Lee, who played it wide to Bobcombe, and Bobcombe sent it over.
Yeah, it's a good finish, and of course, when Raymond looks back at it, probably should not have left the line. Nevertheless, the goal should have been another one. Hesitated there, Grant, and eventually dispossessed. And a good touch and finish by Brown. Of course, our SportsMax app moment, and deservedly so. Not so much for that flip, but more for the scoring, of course, expedition that he put forward.
Yeah, I liked it. He took it on the right foot, put it on the left foot, and then this was their own goal. What a goal it would have been if it was at the other end. There was Levan coming in at that far post. I'm not sure what he tried to do, but then Webb, a good goal from him as well, getting it across the keeper into the far corner.
Well, the floodgates open, and we did say that was going to happen. St. Benedict's really started to turn the screws on Chaguanas North, and they're plucky, of course, persistence or resistance that they should. But Lee, of course, finished it off there at the end, and making sure that the scoreline was an emphatic one as we, of course, take...
St. Benedict's College 6-0 against Chaguanas Northlands, and St. Benedict's College continue to do really well in this schoolboy football competition.
Yeah, they're accustomed to being prolific and scoring a lot of goals, so this wasn't a completely unexpected result. Of course, Chaguanas North were awarded the Central Zone title because they didn't win. It was Carapachama East that won, but they were stripped of the title because they had used an ineligible player. So Chaguanas North were awarded the Central Zone title and gifted a clash here with St. Benedict's and felt the heat of St. Benedict's.
Yeah.
Which many other teams have.
Yes, St. Benedict's College, of course, definitely stepping up.
Yeah.
They've had some of the better goals of the season as well. And, you know, they continue to become one of the dominant forces, because I remember when I went to school in Trinidad, it had a point when Naparima College was dominant.
Yeah.
In SSFL. But
Pretty long period too, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like St. Benedict's might be seeing something.
Yeah, we have a result coming through from the semi-finals of the St. Lucia Under-19 schools competition as well. Soufriere Comprehensive winning their semi-final today 1-0 over Babonneau. And that's the first semi-final. The second semi-final will be between St. Lucia Sport Academy and St. Mary's College, and that will be played on Thursday, and then the two winners will clash for the Under-19 title in St. Lucia.
All right,
Pitong
looking forward
country.
to that. Yeah, I love St. Lucia too. Let's take a break.